I had a lot of really great professors here that allowed me to tailor my coursework to meet what I wanted to learn out of nonprofit work, because obviously you still need to know, for-profit marketing and finance and accounting and all of those pieces. A successful nonprofit isn't going to work without those aspects. So I recognized the need to learn it, but I was just struggling in class a little bit until I had those professors that go do the project, make it something relevant to you and what you want to get out of it. So a lot of my time here at Carlson was spent developing new business ideas and actually putting what I was learning in the classroom into practice and trying it out and seeing, can I actually start a business with what I'm learning here in the classroom? Why wait 20 years to go do it? I'm just going to do it right now while I have the resources, while I have great people like the professors here, Steve Spruth and Frank Beal, that are going to challenge me and ask the right questions and help connect me to resources.
Real problems are important to us because we don't want it to be another toy, another gadget. We want to improve people's lives. And how that translates into our first product, which is called the Remo. The inspiration for Remo came from the CEO. His dad suffered a series of strokes that left him severely handicapped, and specifically on the left side of his body, and he was not able to engage with his environment. And so Mohammed, the CEO, wanted to come up with a way to allow him to interact with his environment and basically give him that control. What we have now is Remo, which is a gesture control device. You basically walk into a room, wave your hands, and the lights turn on. Or in a home automation system, you can open doors, you can lower shelves. I mean, it's very intuitive, and the whole idea is that it's supposed to be easy to use.
CoLab was founded through an entrepreneurship class last year. One of the founders, John Melgard, who has since graduated, what he really wanted to do is create an environment on campus where students from all disciplines can come together and work on projects. So everything from School of Design to engineering to business to arts, bringing everyone into one space to work on a project and really take it to the next level. We really think that harnessing student talent unleashes creative potential because there are so many students in this university that are just dreamers, and they have these ideas, but there's nowhere really for them to go. And that's what CoLab is all about. We want to have that open door and bring students in and say, sit down with us, let's talk about your idea. And whether we can help you today or help you tomorrow, we're going to help you find the people that can get you to the next step. So it's really bringing that community of collaboration together.
Man Cave is pioneering the craft meat movement, so we are to meat what Sam Adams is to beer. So we make small batch, high quality, incredibly unique products that make you go, wow. Man Cave has 6 full-time employees and about 20 part-time employees.
My startup is called Real Empowerment Solutions. It was started about 8 months ago, and we design and develop communication platforms for universities to have safe and protected mental health conversation online that in moderated settings. I went through a lot of personal issues after coming to the university. I really felt a little bit lost in the big environment. I sort of lost myself in that and got involved in some really negative behaviors. And it took me a long time to realize that I had the power and the capability to bring myself out of that. I realized how difficult it is for students our age to ask for help. So now my whole goal is to supply sort of like tiny footsteps or milestones for people to take if they are interested in exploring ways to help themselves psychologically and emotionally.
Their opportunity is to, do this on a test model before they get into the real world, but yet everything they're doing in their classroom and their companies is exactly what's happening in the real world. So I think, and I think all of us at State Farm think this opportunity for the students is just something we wish we all would have had many years ago, and it's an invaluable experience that they're getting, as part of their tuition.
An idea is one thing, but to actually have a physical, tangible product that you can sell is something that I think is really remarkable in learning how to actually bring an idea to life. I didn't know that entrepreneurship, I thought it was something that over the years, like maybe when I had all this experience, that then I would have the confidence and the knowledge to bring an idea and a business forward into the market. I had no idea that you could bootstrap, as we learned in class, and create something from very little capital and get our idea out there. So I did not envision I'd ever be this far in entrepreneurship at such a young age.
I'm always amazed at how much they learn in such a short period of time. In fact, with some of the lessons learned in the class, I'm amazed. They're learning things that it took me 5 years in business to learn. They're getting it before they ever head out into their first job, which is just absolutely terrific.
Like, the mission was to go out and talk to people. So we were encouraged to do that. So it wasn't, a lot of book work necessarily, but the textbook that we utilized was, the business model generation, and it's just relevant. So going through this curriculum that was so accessible and relevant and able to, again, like I said, put those community voices into your work so that you're building something that people actually want, and then you can deliver it to them. It just made so much more sense to me. And so going through that curriculum with a group and having the professors sort of facilitate that process was something that, I'm just so thankful for, honestly.
When I came into the startup class, I was really much more focused on the engineering and the technical stuff. I do the programming and my partner does the engineering, so we bought a 3D printer, we were going back and forth with designs, had this really complicated patent that we got issued, and then, not issued, but it's pending. And as soon as we started moving into the startup class, we realized that there's this whole another world of things that I really needed more experience in. So I've been, learning on the side as well as all the course resources, and that's been really helpful to know that just because you build it, people aren't going to come and buy it. You really have to focus on so much more. So a lot of stuff we've been doing now is looking at those avenues rather than just being on the, engineering, product development side of things.
So you will do nothing but learn and build your network and further your idea. There's absolutely no downside to doing it. I was just amazed at the amount of people in the community that were willing to volunteer their time to help Minnesota Cup contestants out, and also their profiles. Everybody was very impressive reading through. And I was able to find 4 or 5 that seemed to relate really well to what I was doing and to my business. And so I kind of prioritized them on my list as people I wanted to reach out to. And I was paired up with 2 of them as mentors, and just unbelievable the amount of time and effort they were willing to put in reading through my rather long and rather elementary business plan at the time. The feedback they gave was just incredible because they've been there and they've done it before, and they know what your financials are really going to look like in your first couple of years. So getting that input from them, from somebody that's been there and done it, is just invaluable.
It is going to be the most beneficial journey that you will have experienced, I would predict, in your career, in terms of the kind of feeling, the insights, the feedback, the support, not to mention the PR. Winning the actual money is great as well and comes in very handy in the business. But the biggest gift you're going to get is the partners that you're going to bring along the journey with you, and the doors that you're going to get open because they want you to win. This competition prepares you better than anything, I think, that I've ever seen for that process alone. And I secured my funding midway through the Minnesota Cup experience, and I guarantee you I would not have secured the funding the way I did had I not gone through the Minnesota Cup, because it made me sharp. It made me on point. It made me think about it through the eyes of an investor, and it made me deliver it in a way that was compelling, and they understand the intellectual benefit, the financial benefit, and the emotional connection to how we are really going to make change happen globally.
The Minnesota Cup has by far had the highest quality of mentors that we actually saw. And so that was a huge pleasant surprise for us. It is unfathomable to get the time that you cannot pay these people enough if we were to try to get them on professionally. And so the mentorship's been great, and you are now actually rubbing shoulders with people who as a startup entrepreneur you had no chance of socializing with before, and now the fact that they're offering you their time and their insight is absolutely amazing.
Of the many global challenges that are facing our generation, water scarcity, water security is one of the most pressing. As we were looking at water issues in India, we got really excited about a technology called drip irrigation. We wanted to start Myrain to be able to bring this and other technologies to the rest of the 95% of Indians who could really benefit from these kinds of technologies. Anything that we can do to help use less water in the field is incredibly valuable. And if it comes with benefits like increases in yields, it's really, really exciting for the small plot farmers. Social entrepreneurship for me was a complete surprise. That was not something that I had planned on before I enrolled in the Carlson School of Management, but it was through the opportunities that I had that really not only turned me on to entrepreneurship, but it also got me excited about global challenges that are facing our generation. My education at the Carlson School gave me the skills to lead Myrain. An international perspective is incredibly important in your education. The fact is that we are an increasingly global society, and Carlson, I believe, gives you the tools and the education to be competitive. One of the most valuable things I took away from Carlson was being asked the question, what are your dreams? What do you want to do? What is the impact that you want your life to have? Through my entrepreneurial program, my professors were challenging me with that question and with other questions that really pushed me to start my social venture. Let yourself be inspired by what you learn at Carlson. It will change your life. My name is Steve Lorenz, and I'm a graduate of the Carlson School of Management.